moving on to this another grammar, some more grammar tips. When we say technical language, these are the acceptable formal language that are used for business writing. Okay? Well, even if I said formal writing na hindi siya neutral, you still need to check yung paggamit ng technical language when you are writing. Okay, so first you have to write in active voice, eliminate unnecessary words, adhere to the mechanical rules of good writing, and write with your reader in mind. Okay, what is active voice? Active voice is when is when you know who is the person who does the action. Okay? Parang kanina, 'di ba? Sorry, when active voice is when you state first the person who is doing the action. Okay? Basically, it emphasizes the agent or the person who performs the action, such as, I would like to inform you that your application to be a member has been approved. Okay? Who is saying that who is informing the recipient that the application has been approved? It's I. Diba? Sometimes it's written this way kasi, your application to be a member has been approved. Okay, so medyo kulang yon. Okay, so you can say, I would like to inform you that the application of being to be a member has been approved. A passive voice is a voice that emphasizes the recipient of the action or sometimes the action itself. Hindi na-emphasize who is the doer of the action. Dito pumapasok yung mga sentences such as, this is to inform you that your application is so on and so forth. Right? So, better to use active voice when we are writing instead of passive voice. Let's practice, avoiding yung paggamit ng this is to inform you. Okay? And instead, change it to I would like to inform you. Okay? Or we would like to inform you. Okay? That's for active and passive voice. Now, also eliminate unnecessary words. What are unnecessary words? These are the words and phrases that we normally see in formal sentences. Napag-usapan na natin yan kanina. We said that in neutral, when we're writing neutral messages, we want to make it simpler. We want to simplify, right? So we avoid the use of due to the fact that, right? Instead, use what? You can use because. Diba? Or in lieu of the previous email. You can just say in the previous email, or it was said before, right? Warm greetings. We don't have to put this. Okay? We don't have to put this in your, as an introduction to your email. Yesterday, I already taught you how to make an introduction or how you should introduce in your email message, using words such as warm greetings, good day, good morning. These are, or I hope you're doing well. You don't have to add this. You don't have to add this to sound friendly. We know already by now that there are other ways to sound friendly to your recipient. Diba? And that's to use a more neutral tone of your email. So, alisin na natin ito. Pampadagdag lang yan sa haba ng email message ninyo. Okay? Good day, sir and ma'am. We already know that in salutation, you can just use dear like this, dear like that, right? Dear sir, dear ma'am. So, you don't have to use good day anymore. It's a little bit passe na din. Ito, it is my pleasure that. Okay, so you don't have to use it is my pleasure that, or it is my pleasure to inform you that. Again, shorten it up. Just simplify. So I would like to inform you that. Okay? Ito pa, with utmost care and urgency. Okay? This is to let you know that your request will be dealt with utmost care and urgency. Okay, ang haba. Diba? Ang haba. It can even cause you to misspell some words there. So just say that we will work on this immediately. Okay, we will work on the application immediately. Okay, so simplify. Avoid using flowery words. Avoid using a lot of unnecessary words to shorten your message. Okay. Okay. Also under correctness is the right formatting of email. I noticed that when I was checking your email messages, hindi ko alam kung dahil ba na-copy and paste lang siya doon sa cell ng spreadsheet natin. But I noticed that there are some emails na dire-diretso. Some sentences na dire-diretso, hindi siya nahahati, kumbaga hindi siya naka-paragraph. So I'm thinking baka kasi sa naka-copy and paste siya no doon sa spreadsheet. But when we are writing emails, make sure that we are also aware of the format of our email message, how it looks. Remember, yesterday I mentioned that your email has a face. So if you are to speak in front of a group of people, di ba, you want to look good? Same thing for your email. Your email has to look good when it gets to the sender. So know the proper formatting, choose the right font for your email. I'm sure that there are standard fonts. I can also give you some tips later which standard fonts to use. Select appropriate colors as well. Hindi pabonggahan ng colors ang labanan sa business email. Okay? The more neutral it is, the better. The simpler it is, the better. So for business email font and size, these are the acceptable business email font and size. So either 12-point na Arial, 10-point na Times New Roman, or 11-point Courier. Okay? Some people would use Verdana. It's still acceptable, but it's kasi it's similar to 12-point Arial. Now, I'm not sure if you have a standard font. Diba usually sa Google, automatic yan na Arial eh. Garamond. O yan. Thank you for letting us know, nice. So, don't use yung mga Comic Sans, yung mga yung parang handwriting. Okay, wag na nating baguhin. Let's keep it standard, which is Garamond. Nice, do you know the font size as well? Aside from the font type? 12. Okay, so Garamond 12. Take note, everybody, it's Garamond 12. Is this something that's also standard even for printed, even if you print the email? Okay, yes, it's she said it's a yes. Okay, so remember, 12-point Garamond. Okay. Also for enhancing readability. When you say readability, yung madaling basahin. No, yung nakakaingganyong basahin. Kasi even if it's email, even if it's business email, you want that your recipient would want to read your email message. So we use headings, we use lists or bullet points. Sabi nga natin yesterday, if it's too long, no, maybe you can use bullet points to highlight your the information that you are writing on your email message. You can please use white space. When you say white space, make sure that there is space between two paragraphs. So after one paragraph, mag-double space kayo before you write the next paragraph. And if it's two different thoughts already, make sure that the second thought should be in a different paragraph na. Okay, hindi siya tuloy-tuloy. Kasi pag tuloy-tuloy, parang isang block siya, parang isang bloke ng message makikita, nakakatamad basahin yon. The tendency for the reader is to scan lang and not read everything. Mahirap basahin. Okay? Indentation is still acceptable and sometimes necessary. No, although block email writing is fine, if you can indent the first sentence of a paragraph, please do so. It's simply typing tab or click or pushing the tab button. Okay. And vertical list is same with lists. So bulleted points, vertical lists. Okay. The more white space there is in an email, it looks good. Pero wag naman sobrang white space. Kasi ang target natin, if you remember yesterday, when we were talking about conciseness also, your email message should fit one screen. Kapag sumobra siya sa one screen, ibig sabihin parang ang haba na niyang tignan. Yun pala, puro white space siya, puro spaces in between. Okay, ang haba rin tignan nun. Hindi rin babasahin madalas yon or hindi rin kaagad babasahin yon ng recipient. It affects the readability of your email message. Okay? Questions so far? All right, if none, so again, which of the following is easier to read? We don't want to read all caps, right? Ayaw natin ng naka-all caps palagi. This one naman, ayaw din natin, hindi rin tama na dapat that it's starting with a small letter, okay, or small caps, because all sentences should have a bigger caps, no? Kapag yung first letter of the first sentence, right? Or first letter of every sentence pala. The first letter of every sentence should be capitalized, because otherwise this will be considered grammatically incorrect or structurally incorrect. So this is the correct way of writing it. Okay, the first word, the first letter is capitalized, right? And there's a use of proper punctuation as well. Okay, so this is an example of arranging text to vertical list. When you're arranging text into vertical list, make sure that you're consistent with the bullet points that you're using. All right, hindi yung isang bullet point is dot, yung sumunod na bullet point is triangle, yung sumunod na bullet point is asterisk. Okay, you have to be consistent. Choose as to whether to start with a capital letter or not. So that's also consistency. When you write in bullet forms, are you going to write in capital letters for every first sentence or for every sentence, or yun bang pagka-bullet mo, yung sumunod doon is naka-small caps siya. Okay? Anong tama sa dalawa? If it's a complete sentence, or there will be two or more sentences, then you should be using all caps for every sentence. Okay, all caps for every a capital letter on the start of every sentence. So again, if there are two or more sentences sa isang bullet point, dapat nakakapitalize yung first letter of the sentence. Kung phrase lang naman siya, meaning it's not a complete sentence, you can just use small caps for that list. But you have to be consistent, meaning if you started with complete sentences, dapat the rest of your bullet points, complete sentences yan. If you started with phrases only, dapat lahat ng nasa listahan mo are phrases only as well. Hindi pwedeng paiba-iba. Okay? Next, keep each line short. Huwag naman isang buong paragraph per bullet, kasi kaya nga siya bullet, listahan lang siya. It's just a list. Right? And indent the list also. Normally naman in the sa app or sa system, either Google or sa Outlook, if you click yung bullet points na option, automatically nag-i-indent na siya. Okay? If hindi, please indent it. Okay? I know I said here if desired, but actually I am encouraging everybody to indent your list. It will look nicer on the screen. Add more emphasis by double spacing. Again, add necessary white space. Okay. Questions here so far? Okay, if none, let's move on to sending attachments. Okay? When we are sending attachments, make sure that you remember the following. Okay, so one, you have to attach a document. You have to consider if your reader's email system can accommodate your attachment or not. Okay? If they cannot accommodate the attachment, then we can use Google Drive. I'm not sure if you're allowed to use Google Drive. Nice? Is it something that we are using?
Yes po, usually.
Okay. Internally lang, no? Hindi naman or pati external.
We can ask Kate. Kate, do you use the Google Drive for external communications?
Hello, yes, we can, Miss Nice.
Okay, okay. So that's good to know. As long, kasi Google Drive has unlimited space eh. The thing lang about Google Drive is it's a public documentation. Although, I mean, a public storage. Although, you are given the option naman to keep it limited. Diba? Kung sino yung pwede mag-access. Like yung spreadsheet that's in Google Drive. The one that I sent you. So that's good to know that already allowing Google Drive, the use of Google Drive. Again, if it's not, if the file is too big, then do not attach it anymore. Instead, send a link. But before you send the link, get first a confirmation or what do you call this? An approval from your leader if you can send the file through Google or through Google Drive or kung meron pa ibang option na available. Okay? And then next is is the recipient allowed to open the attachments? Check also your recipient, the list of your recipients. Lahat ba sila pwede na makita yung nasa attachment? Or should you be limiting it? Maybe you can send a different email for a different group of recipients, the ones who cannot attach or who cannot open the attached file. Also, generate reader interest in the attachment. How? By writing a cover email. Remember yesterday we wrote a sample cover. We talked about writing a sample cover email, right? So yung cover email will help you know or will help you encourage the reader to read the message further. Yeah, read the attachment. So you can, this is what I would suggest you to do, no? So you can say attach is the whatever is attached, right? And then write a list of what they can find in the attachment. You will find here the following: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So you don't have to put all the details kasi nga nasa attachment naman siya, but at least you are giving the reader an idea what information they can find in the attached file or in the attached link. Okay, that will now generate reader interest. Next, do not send an attachment do not send an attachment when a brief message will do. Kung hindi naman siya kinakailangan i-attach. I mean, we use attachment for large files, right? But if it can be explained concisely in a short email message, then do so na lang. Ganun na lang din, no? Wag mo nang i-attach yung file. Instead, just type it in the email itself. As long as it is short, it is concise, it will not take so much space. Kung konti explanation lang naman siya, then don't attach the file anymore. All right? And compress extremely large files. This is very rare nowadays, yung zinizip and then ina-attach yung zipped file. Again, if you can just use Google Drive, then use Google Drive for to send the information.